Hello, guys. Welcome to the sixth stream of today. We have covered a lot today. Thank you for all of you that have sent so much support and have given us your time and your bandwidth and your ability to educate yourselves as to the matters of concern that we are raising in terms of what is going on with the kids of Scientology. Hello, Linda. Exactly, Linda. No more kids in Scientology. Witchy. Hello, J May. Thank you all for joining. So, yeah, this is our sixth stream of the day where we have continued to corroborate everything we spoke about at that last LAPD commission meeting, where we showed everybody the level of knowledge, firsthand knowledge a mother wrote down for herself in terms of the type of felonies that are being covered up by her in a conspiracy with the rest of the people of the hotel that that woman is a paid member to. So there's been a lot of corroborating evidence that has literally been on the public record for everyone to see, you guys. And this particular thing that I wanted to show you was, as the title says, Scientology here gets caught using a 15-year-old underage kid to handle its most sensitive of communications. So this was from an expose done regarding child abuse and labor with what is the name of this guy, you guys? Brian Seymour, actually. So here, this kid that you guys are going to see blurred here, the back of him, he requested that because he had just left Scientology and he wanted to speak out and he wanted to actually, advocate for all the other kids that were left stuck in there. But, they had to like change and hide his image so that Scientology wouldn't come and harass him. So no matter how many kids have come forward, no matter how many kids denounce the disgusting abuse, nothing is ever done. Everybody finds excuses to play dumb. This is back when Australia was on their tail, actually doing stuff to investigate the conditions of the kids. But you know what? That story was like, I guess, 14 years ago. And I guess Australia reporters really thought, you know what happened in Scientology? No more kids got abused. Because you know what we did? We reported this reports that led to no changes, that affected no kids, that reigned Scientology not even an iota. But let's just all drop it. Kids can go F themselves and help themselves, says the Australians. Yeah, just go help yourself. Maybe next lifetime Australia is going to, get it together. Apparently, maybe next lifetime they will. Don't forget that Australia is the country that set the legal groundwork for Scientology to be approved as a religion in all the other countries. The country that was safe pointed before anyone else was Australia, a country that prides itself of being so avant-garde and all about the law, and we really have strict laws and we really have good law enforcement. Imagine the law enforcement of Australia is utterly kneecapped. They have no idea what Scientology is doing inside of these commercial buildings that they've been hosting. The scourge of the convicted felon, you guys, right in here. So really take a look at what this kid that escaped Scientology is going to tell this reporter here.
There because their parents are members?
Yes,
Without exception?
without exception, correct. He's in charge of the communications
He is in charge of the communications
department.
He's a young man.
He's in charge of. Yeah, I think he's about 15.
A 15-year-old they put in charge of the very, very sensitive type of communications, you guys. You know, very much like that document we just read at the LAPD that we told you that is not but the tip of the iceberg. So for anybody that thought, oh, maybe that report that Serge read at the LAPD commission, that never has been seen, no one ever has written one, they were encouraged. All Scientology mothers were told, write your reports, really write them up, and given to who? The 15-year-old kid. In charge of communications, this kid had to grab the report, read the report, figure out who the report was being CC'd, grab the report, take it to all the people that were CC'd on this report. So imagine that this mother, in the case of this mother, she would have sent the report to the Scientology organization. And there's a 15-year-old kid grabbing the report and going, what does it say here? And the mom knew about this felony, and the mom knew about this, and this one did this to that one. Oh, okay, well, this one sounds like it really needs to go here and here. And then there it goes, the 15-year-old carrying that communication. Again, for the people in the back that think, oh, no, that's not possible. Kids cannot be tasked to do that. In Scientology, they can. In Scientology, they will. In Scientology, they do. In Scientology, all adults go, we don't give an F that he's 15. We don't give an F that he loses his innocence. We don't give an F what we expose him to. Service us. Did you sign the contract? Then you are a child slave, and you're here to service all the people that are paying a lot of money to be part of this disgusting, despicable hotel.
He's about 15.
He's been on staff for about 2 years.
Oh, 15, been on staff for 2 years. So never mind that he started at 13. Put that on your notes. For all of you that are really actually following what in the hell we're talking about, put that on your notes. So started at 13 on staff. And yeah, at 15, he was already handling the most sensitive of communications, in charge of them all. You guys, that's how it works. As a child, they don't give an F. You're 15, you can do this. You are an adult. You are a Thetan. You make it go right. You read the disgusting felonies that these mothers are writing down, typing up, because, you know, you are HCO. Oh, yeah, they give the kid a hat. Oh, here's your hat. Wear it. Don't let another adult come and bypass you. That's what that child would have gotten in trouble. If he read that report and said, this is sickening, it's making me nauseous, I'm about to vomit and puke, why are you putting case on post? What's wrong with you? Why are you reacting to the end theta? Just be theta the solver and read about the next, self-admitted felony here, because, we really depend on you to go sort the communication across the commercial building that Australia lets us use to launder felonies, to offer our disgusting programs to self-admitted felons, which they can monetize, pay a lot of money. God knows what type of tax incentives are being given to Scientologists in Australia, you guys. I've never Googled it. I've never checked it, And also, I have no idea. Does Australia have mandated reporters? Does Australia have mandated reporters?
You're welcome. I see what you're doing and it matters.
Hold on, you guys. Does Australia believe in mandated reporters? I mean, maybe they don't even have mandated reporters, you guys. Maybe that's the problem, right? Maybe that's the problem, actually. Oh, no, look at that. Australia does have mandated reporting laws that require professionals to report suspected child abuse and neglect. The very specific laws vary from state to territory, but generally include teachers, childcare workers, medical professionals, doctors, nurses, midwives, police officers. Isn't it interesting, you guys? The police officers are full-blown mandated reporters. Social workers, and holy moly, you guys, holy MF moly. Would you believe me if I told you that ministers of religion also? And would you believe me, according to ChatGPT here, in most states, including for information, get this, disclosed outside of confessions. Now, what do you call a write-up from a mother that types up, my 7-year-old was being abused at a porta party, and I found out all the details, and she told me all about it? Is that smelling to anybody like that was grabbed out of their so-called confession? Never mind that in Scientology, the level of confession, the level of laundering, the level of floating, the level of whatever in the hell it is that they're giving people ways to circumvent the law, right? Because the stupid Scientology lawyers are so stupid. They have no idea that their client is in the business of brokering unlawful, unlegal pardons while fully interrogating, fishing, data mining, extracting the felony. So don't think that these questions are open-ended. Have you ever had a bad thought in your whole entire life? That's not the Scientology question. Have you committed a felony for which you have not been arrested? Yes or no? Oh, yes? Oh, okay. So what was that felony? Really tell me. Great. And your kid was involved in that felony. Got it. Oh, it was the police called? No, it wasn't called. Great. No, don't you worry about it. We're about to give you an amazing program that you have no idea what $100,000 are going to buy you. So Australia does have mandated reporters, and all the reports that have gone through the hands of a 15-year-old groomed since 13 to be part of this disgusting Australia hotel commercial building operation that the Aussies are all about hosting in their country, all about respecting all of these people that help themselves to underage kids. Got it. Got it. Totally understand. Australia, congratulations. You have done nothing. You had a 15-year-old here caught on tape with a kid that could identify and be like, yeah, that's my friend that started it at 13. And then he moved on to the communications department where, yes, breaking news to everybody, the communications person in charge has to look at every type of written report. These people are still typing. These people are not allowed to go on computers. They just want everything done by papers. I mean, the fact that we had this woman put it on a computer is the flap of the century right now that, everyone at the hotel is losing their mind about. Because how many more Scientology public parents you think were typing their stuff on the computer in a way that can be forensically matched to when the hell they wrote it, what computer it was, so that they cannot go with a cacamimi story of like, oh no, we don't know that, I never wrote that bullshit. It's right on your hard drive. So before you really come up with cacamimi stories, maybe shut those cacamimi stories up where. Because that is what's being denounced as what's being called out right here, you guys, with the 15-year-old.
This is a 15-year-old boy, and he's in charge of the communications department.
Yeah.
In charge of the communications department, the head of the communications department, the one entrusted with the most sensitive information coming to this organization from all manner of angles, you guys. Because if you just think that only from the audits were they extracting this, no, incorrect. They were also getting it out of the ethics cycles, ethics interviews, all manner of, this is an A to J interview. This is a PTS interview. This is an ethics interview. This is an HCO. I'm not auditing you. This is all actionable interview. So for all of you thought, well, they thought they were doing a lot of religious things. In the ethics, it was, I am not auditing you. We are not doing this. Anything you tell me is going to be actionable. Okay? Because again, yes, you guessed it. The self-admitted felons could go and literally do you know what to a child and then go and float it. And then no consequences. Nobody knew anything. Nobody said anything. It was all so religious. It floated on the needle. We have such great technology from the convicted felon that invented the law that doesn't believe that the law applies to him or any of his sycophants because they think that they secretly invented the law, if you get what I'm saying. They used their OT powers. They went, shh, let me invent the law. And then the Constitution was written as a result of whatever it's in their head. That's how they're thinking about this. So again, for the people that don't get what in the hell we're discussing, that's the adults that are in these commercial buildings and hotels. We're above the law. We don't give an F about the law. We have a lot of attorneys that don't know what in the hell they're doing because they don't do any due diligence and they're just literally regurgitating whatever their idiot client tells them. Like complete bamboozling idiots. They can't push back on anything. They can't figure out when they're being told a lie, when they're being fed bad evidence and information, when they're being lied to about what happened to a child, what happened to the babies that just disappeared. I mean, in what world are all these top attorneys really defending this and have no clue what in the hell is going on? You guys tell us.
This child runs the mail boys, plus the computers, emails, and electronic communications between different branches of the church.
The 15-year-old, so in case you thought it was just papers, I mean, yes, for all of the management stuff, let's take it back. The management stuff was being done on computers. I forgot that he would have been also like having to handle all the computer stuff. And, you know, maybe by here, they were like really writing a lot of stuff on their email. So, but these are the type of emails that are coming in. I just found out that my, brother-in-law has been doing this to this child, adult in a small body that they are, and they must have really pulled it in because I really did see them flirting, tutti flowing the other day.
So he's running the communications
Yes.
in Scientology instead of studying in class.
He wasn't doing any study while I was there.
Yeah, Brian. And again, this is the part where you didn't get the type of communications because that's the glibness of the reporting. Right? They get, so you handle what communications? What communications is a 15-year-old handling, Brian? Just ask yourself that because that's the withhold that you missed on these people. Yeah, weird AF that there's a child, 15 years old, in charge of the communications department of Scientology in Australia that got started at 13. Bad enough with just that in it of itself, but what were the communications? What was written in those communications? How is a 13-year-old child supposed to know that they're literally committing part of a racketeering criminal organized crime conspiracy where they're being given information that makes them fully complicit in what in the hell is being discussed in those admissions of those reports? Because guess what? These people cannot just be writing false reports because they get in trouble for that. So when they're writing that they know that somebody did something, it's because they usually have been investigating. And don't forget that they love their little blackmail. There's nothing more than these people love than having their blackmail. That's how this whole entire marketplace moves, by way of blackmail.
Except for Scientology stuff.
Well, again, I have to ask you, not doing any study, not getting any homeschooling?
No.
I find it very...
Yeah, not getting any homeschooling even. I mean, again, you guys, when we were at these hotels, they told us school is stupid. You don't need it. You're going to be here. You're going to help us save our world. You're here for the next billion years. Why the F do you care about going to do anything else? Just stay right here at the hotel. Like, who cares? Like, do the next course from L. Ron Hubbard. Don't forget that. Do a disgusting grooming course. That's going to really help you. That's really going to make you better. That's really going to, improve your communications while they're desensitizing you to, fully accept being essayed, fully accept being verbally advanced on, fully accept whatever the arrangement you're just told, get your tears in. And then you have to freeze and be like a robot and act natural, relaxed, and friendly. That's what they were drilling and grooming into the kids. As soon as that adult starts telling you, oh yeah, I was really getting it on the other day, and you're there at 12 years old hearing this, you're supposed to be natural, relaxed, and friendly. Thank you so much for telling me that. That's what the 12-year-old needs to sound like. If the 12-year-old sounds like, I'm disgusted by what you just said, the 12-year-old gets his head chopped. How did you invalidate this disgusting grown adult that took it upon himself to get himself in an audit with a 12-year-old? Yeah, but don't get it twisted. How did the 12-year-old react and say he was disgusted when this adult started talking about, whatever in the F that adult was into? They were always talking to us about, oh, I've been masturbating thinking about this. I grabbed that Playboy and then I was like masturbating, grabbing my dick and grabbing the hand cream and really squeezing it. And I moved it 5-6 times until I really had the mental image picture. And then, yeah, that's the level of specificity. So don't get it twisted that, oh, they spoke in a lot of like euphemism. No. The withholds were not euphemistic. The withholds were, what did you do exactly with your hands? Give me time, place, form, and event. Don't miss a detail. If the child misses a detail of the sexual perversion the adult is talking about, that is penned on the child. You missed that grown-ass woman's withhold. You missed that grown-ass man's withhold. How dare you? L. Ron Hubbard said not to do that. That's the most oppressive thing you can do. That's the level of pressure that those kids are under on top of everything else. That's the deranged executives. They don't give an F. They want kids that confront evil. They want kids that interrogate the adults. They want adults that sit there for 5, 6, 7 hours paying to get this done, paying money to have it done to them. So all of you that want to say the adults had no clue, adults knew what an audit was, what an ethics handling was, and they knew everything that happened in the disgusting grooming courses. You, community, start asking those Scientology adults why they've never smelled the stench of what in the hell they were doing, because that would be a great question for this community to take it upon yourself. Anyone that starts distracting, anybody that starts playing dumb, what did it take for you to not smell the stench of what you all were doing on a daily basis? Given the fact that you were recording it, transcribing it, putting it on surveillance cameras, keeping track of every detail that you did. Everybody says, like Gary Armstrong, oh yeah, we were such a intelligence operation. Intelligence filled with idiots, degenerate idiots, sycophants of a convicted felon. Yeah. And they had no shame, no scruples, no common sense, and still they don't. Still they fail to really come clean on their withholds. They always tell part of a withhold, but not the rest. And they're always out there selling caca mimi stories, you guys. That's all they do. Caca mimi story after caca mimi story is all we ever hear.
Very hard to believe. But I accept that it is happening.
No.
I find it very hard to believe. But I accept that it is happening.
If proven true, how serious is this?
I would expect that the public would be totally outraged on this one and they would demand action on it.
David says he
So this was an ex-case supervisor, you guys.
doesn't have a problem with people studying Scientology. He doesn't think it's worth it, but says people should have the choice.
People should have the choice. Do you see how this man that you guys always go, oh, we really need to help the elderly. This is the elderly. This is the face of the elderly that all of you want to save. A man that was a case supervisor there, a man that had a front row seat watching sessions, learning about felonies, telling felons that they could float a needle, writing down case supervision instructions for the felons to have it all cleaned up, all tucked away. These are the old people that y'all want to go and save. Just so you know who this community is saying, oh, we really need to go and save him, poor guy. Here this man is, a full-blown case supervisor, a man that had how many minors getting interrogated? How many adults telling him what they did to the minor? And here he is having no shame, no second thought. Oh, people should really do Scientology if they really want to. I mean, why not? I mean, let's continue letting people do whatever in the hell people want to do. Grown-ass men and women, yes. No one has time to babysit them. They want to martyr themselves. Go F yourselves. See if anyone gives an F. You don't bring your kids. You don't subject your fucking kids. They're the ones that don't have the choice. Because again, that's very confusing for this community. Everyone's confused. Stop being confused. Kids don't have a choice.
The public would be totally outraged on this one, and they would demand action on it.
David says he doesn't have
Look how many kids are in these courtrooms, you guys. That's what made everything look normal for us, the kids. Well, this cannot be wrong if there's hundreds of kids from all over the world here. We're all doing this stuff. Like, we're doing the clay demo. Everybody acts, all the grown-ass adults act like everything is normal. Again, they act like the stench of their actions is not their stench of their actions. Meanwhile, they're disgusting. The stench can be more literally crawling all over the walls, all over each courtroom, all over each audit, all over each ethics handling that violates the dignity of every last kid that gets subjected to it. And the Scientology parents says that's how they're going to save our world.
a problem with people studying Scientology. He doesn't think it's worth it, but says people should have the choice.
But the church, the structure of the church, I believe that should be dismembered brick by brick. And I personally believe it is happening.
The structure of your cult, where you were case supervising underage kids, and God knows how many adults that admitted to you what they were doing to kids. This is the face of the elderly people that were in there pitching that they were about to save our world as they were subjecting the kids to unthinkable, disgusting things that are indefensible. We've yet to hear someone literally say, oh yeah, really gonna show up and start defending this. They never can defend what in the hell they've done. All they can do is sound like this idiotic man here, case supervisor and all that he was, trained up to the yin yang, up to here in complicity, up to here in doing exactly what in the hell they're doing inside of the hotel. But he cannot separate himself from it because he's one of them. He just wants to dismantle brick by brick the church, because you know what? If we just all have the materials and do what we want to do with no oversight with the kids, I mean, there's already no mandated reporters. This man probably wants no fucking MAAs and no other auditors around and no one else to report it, even internal. Wouldn't that be great that these people just get unfettered access to kids and now they're just like practicing their Scientology at their home where no one's going to check anything? That's what's being pitched by this older generation that were sycophants of the convicted felon L. Ron Hubbard. They're not making amends. They're not coming clean. They're not saying what they've done. They have taken zero accountability. They're pretending it's not happening. They're pretending it's, you know, it's the kid's issue. It's the kid's problem. It's that 15-year-old that signed up for that contract at 13 to be made in charge of all the most disgusting, sensitive information. And yes, the LAPD has now been revealed to have had that information. Over here, oh yeah, we're really going to do something. The public's going to be really outraged. Outraged about what? How's the public going to be outraged about grown adults that make stupid grown adult decisions, leading to, including but not limited to, full-blown felonies on kids. The abuse is not going to be stopped by the abusers. Breaking news in case no one noticed. Thank you, Larry. Can't say to put my little dude to bed, but see it on the replay. Thank you. What else did you guys say here? Thank you, Maya. I appreciate it. Yeah, kids cannot consent and they need saving. They need a voice. They need saving. They need adults caring about them, worrying about them, yelling their name, not pretending they don't exist. Rebecca Minkoff has 4 kids, 4 underage kids that she's already told everyone on national TV. She's great. She's wonderful. She goes to Scientology when things go rough. Well, God willing, Rebecca, you're not getting your kids exposed to that shit that your mother, Sue Minkoff, exposed you fully to. Exactly, Christine. Very criminal. And the government does nothing. It's truly appalling. They have no credibility. No credibility right now. Mandated reporters, people that are supposed to be all over the mandated reporter laws. In what world does a hotel get full unfeathered access to kids? And there is no mandated reporters around. And there is no record that a single mandated reporter has been doing anything in the Scientology operation, because they report internal, because they launder internal, because they CC internal, because they all agree, let's not get looping law enforcement, right? Because L. Ron Hubbard Jr., what did he say? What did L. Ron Hubbard Jr. say? Did you guys catch that? L. Ron Hubbard Jr. said, the only sin in Scientology, we're about to get very religious right now, the only sin in Scientology is getting caught in the act of a criminal act, is getting indicted, is getting put into jail. That's the crime. So imagine how much of this apparatus, of this racketeering mafia, is actually coordinating thereby and therewith, knowing what each other is doing and thinking, coordinating thereby and therewith, sending the CC, sending the report, having the 15-year-old distribute the report to make sure all the adults are CC'd on the felonies that they could, stand to make a good $200,000. I mean, if they have a big whale that has a problem, they know how to milk that whale. That's what we're talking about. Rena, the abuses have been done under the umbrella of religion and have never really been made to take account for it. Is totally disgusting. Right. Because they just umbrellaed it. That's exactly what is done. Like, we all had a religious experience at these hotels. Bullshit. Bullshit. The kids were not having religious experiences. The adults can claim they did. If you like it rough, if you like it tough, if you like to be locked up against your will for hours on end, interrogated, humiliated, controlled, you can go to a hotel and do that to yourself. No one's going to come and rescue you from that. The Scientology people have already told everybody that they refuse to be rescued. They don't want to be rescued. They don't want to be advocated for. They don't want to be protested. They want to keep doing their disgusting thing. Well, you know what? We don't give a fuck about you. We give a fuck about what you're doing to your kids. That's it. That's simple. Those are the ones that need the voice. Those are the ones that cannot speak for themselves. Those are the ones that don't have a choice. Yeah, what in the literal living hell? Thank you, Christine. Yep. If you want what's going on in the cult, what is really going on, it may be tough, but it is the truth. And it is what this moment calls for, you guys. This movement is for nothing else but saving the goddamn kids. If anybody wants to come and claim that there's other priorities, they can kiss our fucking ass. We're not listening to anyone else's altered importances pushed with the agenda to suffocate, to asphyxiate, to continue running a racket where kids get abused on a daily basis and everybody acts like we still have 1 billion years to solve this problem. We don't have 1 billion years. The laws have already been broken, violated, and there's a bunch of people not doing their goddamn job. It's really that simple. Like, what else is there to be discussed about this cult? What else did everyone want to glamorize, sanitize, make it about themselves, make it about their adult problems? No, these people need to start being confronted for what they've done, what they all as a collective agreed upon doing, why they all as a collective of grown adults have not taken a single step to actually stop the insanity. There's nothing done by any public Scientologist, by any Sea Org grown-ass adult parent. Nothing. Oh, I thought I was having a religious experience. Well, did you have your children at 4 years old locked up in a roach-infested hotel? Were you really saving a world or what? Did you not see the roach-infested hotel or what? Did you just decide that your kid deserved that or what? What are these Scientology parents going to come up with excuses? And how much is this community going to continue to, cradle and canoodle grown adults? Because no, we don't have the time, the bandwidth, the resources to cradle and canoodle adults. In society, it's called, you are an adult, take care of yourself. You're no longer a child, you are of age, start swimming. Start swimming. You have the capacity to swim ashore. You have the capacity to do what you need to do as an adult to stop making disgusting choices that you're outsourcing to a convicted felon. So yes, break the delusion of all these parents that have wanted to make themselves the victims of their own stupidity, their own salaciousness, their own egomania, their own power trips, their own sadism, because that's what they were worshiping inside those hotels. In case they're too stupid to tell, they were actually worshiping sadistic abuse of kids at an industrial size scale. And if they don't want to confront that, we don't give a fuck what they want to confront. We don't give a fuck what they want to reframe. We don't give a single fucking fuck. You were all committing felonies. You were all trafficking your kids. You were all knowing. Stop pretending you didn't know, Scientology parents. Stop pretending you didn't know, Scientology executives. Stop pretending now. You all fucking know. That's your problem. That's your issue. That's why you are all going to be facing legal exposure and liability. Is going to start attaching to every last single one of you that is in on this racketeering, child trafficking conspiracy being aided and abetted by the Scientology parents bringing the kids there. Because, yes, let's go back here. I was about to end here, but you guys, let's just go back to this one part here where he is talking about, there was a whole interview with this guy. Then there's Jenna here. Okay. So at the beginning of here, we go, oh, look at that. All the kids are there because their parents are members. So yes, your parent brings you there. That's what it is. That's what the problem is. So thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and supporting our message to give oxygen to the kids that are stuck inside the Scientology hotels. I appreciate all of you advocates that are learning. Write it on your notes, Put it on your notes what you're learning. If you're not learning from advocates, then they're wasting your time. It's that simple. Advocates are not there for entertainment. Advocates are not there to, no, they're wasting your time. If you're not learning, if you're not being inspired, if they're not dignifying survivors, then they're wasting fucking time. And that's enough. We've had enough time wasted. We've had enough people play dumb on the subject of the kids not getting a shred of help. The right estimation of effort has been off. So yeah, let's actually get it together. Right now, we have broken ground, and we continue to corroborate just how deep this rabbit hole goes. And that's why I wanted to show you guys this exact video, because right here, we know that in charge of the communications in Australia was a 15-year-old. We know that Australia has mandated reporter laws that no one is following and no one gives an F. So whatever's happening in America is also happening in Australia. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope everyone has a great, wonderful night. And I will see you guys all very soon tomorrow. We have a lot more to cover. So thank you all again. Bye-bye.